Okay, here we are on the projects page, and we've added a project, sample project. We've got our list of subtrades. So now it's time to update the subtrade information for this project. How do we do that? Once again, sample projects is a link. We click on it and we get a bunch of choices. And the bottom choice is the big long button that says update billings, payments, and quotes for subtrades used in this project. So I'm going to click on that. Okay, so here we are on the billings and payments section, and this is billings and payments for the project called Sample Project. We've got all the subtrades that we've used for this project in a list here. There's only two, Tony's Concrete, Joe's Vinyl. If we had more, we would list them all. So let's take a look at what we see so far. For Tony's Concrete, we can see all the over-under billings, all the over-under payments, and any change order over-under payments. And that's true for all of the subtrades that will be listed. Let's click here to expand for Tony's Concrete. And when we do that, we get a detailed information about what's going on with this subtrade for this project. We'll take a look at this in greater detail as we go along. For now, I'm just going to look at the top couple lines. It tells you the start date, the end date, and the project holdback. Then it tells you the contract amount, which is $15,000. The holdback is $1,500. So the total less holdback is $13,500. Let us update the information for Tony's Concrete and see what happens. So I'm going to click on Update Subtrades Information. I'm going to pick Tony's Concrete from the list. And here we are. We see all the information for Tony's Concrete. So this is percent complete for this subtrade is 0%. How do you know how to update the percent complete? It's not by invoices or the paperwork coming in. It's from your site supervisor, his assessment. He needs to assess what percent this subtrade is complete on this project and give you that number. When you get that number from him, then you enter it here. So let's say your site supervisor says that this project is 60% complete. You would enter 60% here and say finish updating. And now what this says is the previous billings are 0. The amount remaining on the contract, because there's no previous billings, is still $13,500. The actual completed is 60%. That comes to $9,000 with a holdback of $900. So the total less holdback is $8,100. That's the amount you should be invoiced. When you get an invoice coming in, that's the amount you should see. Okay, so we've updated that. Let's say an invoice comes in and you want to enter it. So I'm going to click on Add, Edit, or Delete an Invoice. It's for Tony's Concrete. It's a new invoice. It just came in. So at the top, we need to give it an invoice number. Whatever number is on the invoice, put it there. And it gives a breakdown for you. Total of uninvoiced is $9,000. The holdback is $900. So you should expect to pay on this invoice $8,100. And it fills that number in on this blank. If that's what the invoice says, all you have to do is hit finished. So let's say that the invoice came in and it was for a net amount of $9,100. I'm going to click finished. So you see what happens. The line that says overbilled is suddenly turned red, and it's telling you it's overbilled by $1,000. If I were to contrast, you can see in the list of subtrades, you'll immediately see that Tony's Concrete has overbilled you. I'm going to quickly look back at the projects page, and I'm going to see that the projects page is telling you that you're being overbilled. I'm going to look at the subtrades page by clicking the forward arrow, and you can see that the subtrades page is telling you Tony's Concrete is overbilling you. So you can see immediately when you're being overbilled. It's everywhere. It's on every page. All right, so let's take a look at Joe's Vinyl now. Let's say your site supervisor told you that Joe's Vinyl is currently 40% through their work. So I'm going to put 40% and click Finish Updating. And now let's expand the information for Joe's Vinyl. it's telling you right now that you're underbilled by $8,280 net. That's because they're 40% complete, but they haven't sent an invoice in yet. So you can see, looking at that it says $8,280. What that is $8,280 available for billing. You haven't received an invoice yet, so that's what's available now to be invoiced. So let's say the invoice comes in. So I'm going to click on add, edit, or delete an invoice. It's for Joe's Vinyl. So I click continue. You put the invoice number, whatever it says on the invoice. You can see that the total of the uninvoiced is $9,200 with a holdback of $920. So the net uninvoiced amount is $8,280. Let's say they only billed you $7,000. Let's see what happens. All right. So what we see is that the current invoice number 4, is for $7,000. The total of our invoices are for $7,000. So we are underbilled by $1,280. So let's look at how that looks on the summary sheet. I'm going to click the forward arrow. And we go back to projects summary. We see it's still colored red because Tony's Concrete has still overbilled us. But if we click on the drop-down menu and look at Joe's Vinyl, it will give us the information for Joe's Vinyl. The total quote is $23,000. We're 40% complete. Total payable invoice amounts are $7,000 so far. No change orders. So we see that there's $7,000 owing. We haven't paid that $7,000 invoice yet, so we have $7,000 owing. I'm going to go now to look at the subcontractors page. We see on Tony's Concrete, it's still overbilled. On Joe's Vinyl, we see the same information that was on the projects page. There's total payable invoices of $7,000, and there's $7,000 owing because we haven't made a payment yet. So in the next video, we're going to look at what happens when we make payments to these.